Hi, what's it going on here? Oh, jeez. Sorry about the camcorder. Oh, boy. Okay, here we go. Oh, heavens, this is awful. Yeah. Okay, so you made a video about spanking, and see if I can... It's horrible. In this video, you're going to be looking at my t-shirt. You related a situation wherein even after you communicated to your father that you understood the situation, you were willing and capable of negotiating, and willing and able to discuss the situation and understand that what you did was considered wrong. Whatever you did, it was not cohesive to social order. I'm not going to get into semantics regarding the word wrong, or descriptive and prescriptive morals and this and that. And he not only spanked you afterward, he told you that he had to do it, and he also said, "This hurts me more than it does you." Now, I don't know why he thought that. I don't know why he told you he had to do it, or he thought that he had to do it. I can't say I know what was actually going on in his head, why he thought he had to do it. But I can hazard a guess. He probably thought that he had to do it because it was done to him, and his father, or maybe mother, etc., thought that he had to do it, and on down the line, and that was the attitude that was taught through example. And human beings have this extraordinary capacity to imitate behavior. Now, my father, before he spanked me a lot, he said, and actually after he spanked me, he said, and it was in this creepily sincere tone, "This hurts me more than it hurts you." And of course, I was a very small child at the time. I was maybe 8, 6. Well, it couldn't have been 8. I had to be younger than that, maybe 6 or 7. And so naturally I believed it, because I didn't have the filters. I didn't have the knowledge to call bullshit. And if I did call bullshit, I would be popped in the mouth. Now, what the reason parents who spank say that to their children is probably because it was said to them, and it was said to their parents, and it was said to their parents. And human beings have this weird, extraordinary capacity to imitate what was done to them, what is done around us, etc. And sometimes we imitate really stupid behaviors. It can benefit us to have such a capacity for imitation, but it can also malefit us as well. I don't know if that's a word. This video, as you can tell, is very much on the fly, and I'm sorry that you're looking at my shirt and my hand gestures. You might be looking at my crotch or something. Boy. And I also noticed that people who abuse, now whether you think spanking is abuse is another issue, but people who abuse other people tend to have this messed up idea, this wrong idea that the abuse is somehow going to be good for the person who's abused. Of course, they don't see it as abuse. They see it as necessary, the right thing to do, sort of a do what must be done, necessary evil kind of a thing. I notice that abusers tend to think of what they're doing as good for the person they're doing it to. Like abusive parents think that that's just how you are supposed to raise kids. They think that it's the best thing for them. Um, they will have this false dichotomy of you discipline their kids, which is, in their minds equal to the abuse, or you just don't discipline your children at all. you know so I mean, it's not funny at all, but I'm laughing because it's so crazy and so sad, yet so prevalent. I'm laughing at the sick absurdity of it all. It's like, when a while back when I submitted something that it was so nonsensical, genre cosmic farce. I called it a cosmic farce, and I submitted that to a comic book company. This is on the level of cosmic farce. It's so fucking crazy. Okay. And this hurts me before, or more than it hurts you. Again, it's something that's just repeated and repeated and repeated. And even the people who are repeating it probably think that they're being sincere. The first person to say it, on the other hand, was probably a very, very sick person. I know what's going on here. What's happening is the person is taking the blame for what's happening and transferring it to the victim. Now, I know that the words victim and abuse are very charged words, and I don't want to get into semantics here, but so I'm not just I'm not just using this pathos argument, tugging at the heartstrings. If you spank, you are have you ever spanked your kid ever? Well, you're just a horrible, bad, terrible parent and should have your children taken. No, I'm not trying to dig around the semantics. I'm trying to actually speak to another human being about things that I have observed, about people hitting their children. So, and about what also happened when I was hit. So, yeah. And let's see, where was I? I'm sorry. Ugh. This video is going to be like the worst goddamn video. And the worst thing is I'm whispering in front of a mic that's like not very powerful, because it's, I have somebody sleeping in another room and I don't want to wake her up. Anyway, so the first person who said this hurts me more than it does you is a way of transferring the blame to the person who's getting hit. It's a way of saying, well, I'm doing the good thing. In spite of the fact that I'm hurting, I'm doing this for you. So I'm the good guy, you're the bad guy, and my slate is clean, and this is your fault. If you would just stop being such a bad person, I would not, have to smack you upside the head, or kick you across the room, or whatever. In this case, we're talking about spanking. But it still stands. The first person who said that was very passive-aggressive and very sick. And now this is turning into a big ramble, and on the one hand, I mean, I'm sorry you experienced it, because no matter how good your father was, and my father, he was a good person, I think, because he started out not so good, and then he changed a lot throughout his life, and it takes a lot of brass and a lot of courage to do that. I mean, he went from really freaking angry to a whole lot less angry, to the point where he was counseling me to not be so angry, and I don't think of myself as angry. So no matter how good your father was, clearly there had to be something askew in the brain housing group for him to say, to think, even though my son has the capacity to negotiate, has the capacity to recognize what he's done wrong, has the ability to communicate, I still have to hit him. I'm not trying to badmouth your parents, but clearly something was wrong in the brain housing group. So I just did a video about passive aggressive language. Was it yesterday? Yeah, it was yesterday, and here it is again. Passive aggressive language. It's very manipulative. It's not, it's very dishonest. And it's not. I'm going to spank you anyway because I didn't learn any other way to discipline, and being the only thing I know, I feel like I have to do it because it was done to me, and I'm so gosh darn determined to get you to behave in a certain way. It's worth it to me to make you feel pain. No, it's just a really tangled up manipulative mess, and all I can say is I'm sorry that it happened to you, and it's really odd that stuff like that can still affect human beings well beyond childhood, because we think, oh, it's over, we're living our lives, and then some odd issue or something creeps back. And I don't know about you, but I'm an agnostic, and well, actually I do know about you, you're an atheist, but anyway, I'm an agnostic, and a lot of times I'll put things in very occultic sounding terms. Transformation, chaos is like raw potential, and the human mind and self-concepts of, are painted as gods and stuff. It's, my language can be very woo-woo sounding, but the point is that no matter what you do, you can work through things, and you can get past things, and it just takes time, and it just takes work, and you just have to trudge through a whole lot of bullshit, and it takes a lot of self-honesty, and that can be really difficult. And then you gotta face fears, and it's a rough road, and well, I think talking about it is a good step. So thanks for sharing your video, and hopefully people will watch these videos, will rethink what they're doing, and hopefully will prevent some other kids from being spanked as a matter of course, as a matter of this is just how you're disciplined. Whack, 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 that's just crazy world. Yay. It's fucking stupid. So hopefully we can improve things for somebody, some children out there somewhere. Okay, so thanks for listening. This was longer than I thought it would be. I'm Woods of Odin, soon to be Liber Anarchy, and I have a cool sign off.